Imagine That, A Hoot and Olive Story by Jonathan D. Voss. Hi, Maury students. This is Miss Coco, and I am your reader for this month's Book of the Month Club. I will be reading Imagine That, A Hoot and Olive Story by Jonathan D. Voss. I hope you enjoy it. Imagine That, A Hoot and Olive Story by Jonathan D. Voss. Imagine That, A Hoot and Olive Story by Jonathan D. Voss. Olive had a great big imagination, which was only just a smidge smaller than her huge heart. Her best friend, Hoot, had a heart that was equally big. His imagination, however, well, one rainy day, Hoot discovered something unexpected. Olive tugged on Hoot's wing. "Let's go on a pretend adventure," she said. "Rainy days are perfect for that." Hoot agreed, but in the very moment he tried to imagine something magnificent, he imagined nothing at all. "I lost it," said Hoot. "Lost what?" asked Olive. "My imagination," he replied, "and I can't remember where I had it last." Then he got a more upsetting idea. "Or maybe my imaginator is broken." "I don't think it works like that," said Olive. "But if it is broken, we should try to fix it." "How?" said Hoot. Olive was puzzled. "Actually, I don't know. You just pretend like something is, even though it really isn't." Just then, the rain began to beat harder against the window. "I know," she said. "What if the water gets higher than just a little and the puddles grow really big?" Suddenly, Olive felt the house lurch. "Hoot!" cried Olive. "Do you feel that? We're floating away." But Hoot felt nothing. "It's only a puddle," he said, looking out the window. Olive sighed. "A puddle isn't a very good adventure." Then she got another idea. "It looks like an antenna," said Hoot. "Because it is," said Olive. "Your head must be all scrambly. That's why your imagination isn't working." "How clever," said Hoot. "A head unscrambler." Olive led Hoot into a room full of shadows. She gasped. "Do you see that?" she said. "In the corner." "See what?" asked Hoot. "The Giant," Olive whispered. But Hoot saw nothing. Maybe I blinked, he said. Or maybe it's worse than I thought, replied Olive. So Olive tried earmuffs. For your leaky ears, she said. How else could your imagination be escaping? I guess that's why they tickle sometimes, said Hoot, following Olive to the cellar. They stepped into the dark. Something fluttered. Olive froze. Do you hear that? She whispered. Fairies. But Hoot heard nothing. These ear mufflers might keep my insides from coming out, he said, but I can't hear anything with them on. So Olive tried something sleepy, then something upside down, and then perhaps one or two, 10 other somethings, but nothing worked. Maybe I can't be fixed, said Hoot. Or maybe you're not really trying, said Olive. It was quiet for a long while. Finally, in a small voice, Hoot spoke. Why is it when my imagination is the thing that's broken, it's my heart that hurts the most? That's it, shouted Olive. She had forgotten the most important part. You have to imagine with this, she said, placing her hand over Hoot's heart. Should I try again? Asked Hoot. You should always try again, said Olive. Hoot closed his eyes. I see something, said Hoot, but it's so small. That's how everything starts, replied Olive. If you want it to grow, you have to love it. So Hoot imagined again with his whole huge heart. You did it, shouted Olive. Of course I did, said Hoot. But that was only the beginning. When the clouds broke and the world sparkled in the sun, Hoot and Olive's imagination spilled onto everything. They sailed to far-off places and saw magnificent things. They built castles and tamed dragons. They were heroes and kings. That day, they played till their laughs finally turned into tired giggles. Thank you, said Hoot. For what? Asked Olive. For showing me the most important part. Olive smiled. What should we imagine tomorrow? Asked Hoot. We could be pirates, said Olive, searching for treasure. That's an extra good idea, said Hoot. Do you think we could also imagine being friends forever? And they did. They imagined it all and so much more. both of them together. Should I try again? Asked Hoot. You should always try again, said Olive. The end.